Hello, beloveds, beautiful co-creators, and omnipresent observers. Blessings and namaste. Today I wanted to talk about the fountain of youth. What is this fountain of youth? Where can you find it? Is it real? How to access it? Um, so yeah, many people believe that it's like a water or a certain type of thing that we eat or something edible. Um, and it goes back to like ancient knowledge or times. They used to say that there was a place um, where actually if you drank of that water, that it was like so divine or so pure in its essence that like it was vibrating at the frequency that creation is and the universe is, and it's in harmony with it, that if you were to consume it, you would like regenerate all your cells, pretty much regenerate your DNA, and essentially you could almost practically live forever. And it's also the same thing. There's that with the Ark of the Covenant. It's the Ark of the Covenant is kind of a similar thing where like if you have it and you open it, it like almost gives you like superpowers, and all of a sudden, you're living a long time and your DNA gets restored and your cells get like rejuvenated, and pretty much, you're your optimal health, optimal full potential, you're activated, and boom, you're like you become actually what we are meant to be. Now, let me explain that. Why do I say we're meant to be? Well, aren't we already what we're meant to be? Like already? No. If you've been watching my videos, then you already know like how where we're at is a place where we've totally forgotten who we are, totally been distracted, totally just got thrown off course, and people are dying young, catching all kinds of diseases. Um, I mean, it goes on and on. The stresses, so obviously we're not living this holistic, full potential life, and we're back into what we always say, this mental ego perspective or identity that we get pushed on, and then we lose our connection to that source of infinite love, infinite energy, and we die young, and we catch diseases, and we're living a life where we're just like we're so disconnected from the truth of who we are that eventually we take it as just normal living, that's just what is. We accept that, and it becomes our reality. So how do we go back? How do we attain this fountain of youth, this infinite potential? And like I said in the last video, that how you are limitless. How do we gain this again? And it's gonna be a journey because we have to undo all these programs. And I've always said it, and I've been saying it. Um, probably the most efficient that I found way is just to become the observer of your thoughts, become the observer of your body, become the ultimate observer of the observer who's experiencing this moment. Ask yourself that in your personal self. Who's watching this video, and then just keep watching the watcher, and you will eventually catch that person. Or it's not even a person, it's just a state of being. It's just open consciousness, infinite amounts of it. It's like boom, you get thrown into who you truly are. And if you're able to ground that energy and stay there, oh my god, that's when you start regenerating your cells. You start, because think about it. There's, I mean, you don't even have to think about it. It's incredible how much life and energy there is out there, and we're in. It's omnipresent. So it's embodied in our body. It's embodied in everything that we are. We are it. So all we have to do is just allow that it to be embodied and expressed without you blocking it or you resisting. And there you go. You go back into that regeneration of your cells. Your DNA starts healing, and you start flowing in that natural element of life, and you gain, in a sense, your youth again, and your energy, your vitals, everything. It just like boom, instant upgrade, and before you know it, I mean, um, I know I don't. For my age, it's funny because I always get carded to do things that I'm like, whoa, like I'm, a lot older than whatever you're carding me for, and yeah, so it's just funny, and the reason I'm able to keep that like youthful uh, um, self is because I try to stay connected to that. I stay connected to that. And it's like you become like kind of like childlike, but you're just very, very mature. You're conscious. You're not childish, where you're just like kind of like arrogant and just very like obnoxious and just stubborn. But you're almost like your innocence returns in a way. But you're actually conscious. You know what you're doing, and it's a natural thing. You don't have to even try. And so I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of happens to our bodies, and this is actually going to help a lot of people in their health. This is key. So when we're not in our state of observing ourselves in our true self, think about your body. When you cut yourself, it heals itself again. So think about that. So it's intelligent to regenerate cells out of nowhere and create tissue. That's like magic, right? That's kind of essentially what magic is creating stuff out of like nothing, and it just appears. So think about that. And your body is able to do that with any disease, with anything. So think about that too. So where is this fountain of youth? It's inside of us. It's always been there. Just we've always looked at for external things to help us, heal us, but it's the ultimate thing is inside of you. The ultimate medicine, the ultimate cures, the ultimate everything is already there. There's nowhere to go and find it. There's no need to. Yeah, there's tools out there, like like healthier things and worser things that could damage your body. So there's tools, and there's obviously like eating fruits and vegetables is a better tool than eating a hamburger. And let me touch on that too. When we're not in our present, observant, ultimate conscious self, the observer behind everything that you're experiencing, you get into the state of anxieties and stresses because you're already not yourself. You're already something else, and your mind's already going, and boom. And then that results into, like, guess what? The ultimate satisfaction, the instant satisfaction. We want that peace of mind again. We want that whoa, to feel normal again. And where we go, because we're so disconnected and we're so distracted and so like in this other world, that we go to food. And what food are we eating? We're not at least eating like yummy, tasty, enriching, nutritious food. We're going for what's actually like what we think is yummy, and it's not yummy. It's only like a receptive brain thing telling you it's yummy. Like all that like greasy food, all the processed food that we've been conditioned to think that that's yummy. And I know that firsthand because when I started eating, like, I mean, I'm vegetarian now. I'm vegan pretty much, and um, I started eating broccoli just raw, and at first it was like, ugh. But then eventually you slow down everything, and you go back into your present self, and you're actually able to feel the energy of that broccoli. You can taste the flavors in it, other than just blocking it away and being like, oh, this is dry, this is not good. You actually start like almost like training yourself to enjoy it, and before you know it, you're on it, and there's no need to think about it. You're already like, cool, I'm in. And that kind of in a way helps nourish your body to a certain extent, but there's still like the waste process, and your body still has to uh, burn certain things. So if you're not giving it the most ultimate efficient nutrition, then instead of like replenishing your body, you're actually like killing your body, and you're rather than giving it energy, you're now taking energy away from it to process and digest and etc etc. So rather than living longer and being more full of life, now you're dying, catching diseases, and hence is this whole thing that we're looking for this ultimate pill found in the life whatever thing, and it's because we're like unconsciously killing ourselves when it's always been inside of ourselves, that you can just ultimately, and that's powerful. Think about it. Now, um it's, I mean, I don't know how true it is, because I mean, it's stories, but a lot of ancient books, like, always talk about people living like hundreds of years. I mean, how are they able to do that? I mean, think about that, hundreds of years. I mean, obviously back then they didn't have all this processed food, they didn't have this crazy lifestyles where, like, you know, fast paced, live, 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 and then boom, die. You know, so I think it was more that they were just like in a more like tuned style, more aware, just conscious, and allowed for their body to naturally flow and stay, in a generated state and live longer. And obviously, right? I mean, think about it too. Why is the medical whole health system even in place? They don't want you to live longer. They're there in business. It's a business. So obviously, if people don't get sick, then they're out of business, and there goes their job. Um, you know. So obviously, there's this like this need for this magic pill found in youth, whatever, whatever. It's been t- giving us this. They've been giving us this idea that it's out there and it's not inside of you. Because if it's outside of you and you realize that, I mean, you take away your power back from them, um, and you're able to like be sovereign and really live out your life to your fullest potential, no limits, just like bam. I mean, imagine that. I mean, you don't even have to imagine it. Just, I mean, you can be doing it right now, and it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. I hope I'm able to explain things very precise and very, like, where I'm able to communicate this and where people are getting it. I'm trying to explain this in its most basic ABC, down to earth, realist, just straight to the point level. And then hence this whole health industry. I used to be a trainer, for many years. And that's what I always tell my clients, that, like, it's all in the food, it's all in the food, it's all in the food and the lifestyle. The exercise, it's, yeah, it's to get the blood flow, the oxygen in there, all that. But 70 to 80%, possibly 90%, it's all in the food. It's all in the lifestyle, and that's just another step, and it's all, the root cause of it is because we don't stay in our present observative self. We don't stay in that genuine, authentic observer of who you are, and then we lose focus of that, And as soon as you lose focus of that, or stop, you know, you let this other program kick in, and now you're already in a state of unease, unrest, discomfort, and blah blah blah, and it leads on to everything I've been saying. So hopefully this message got across pretty clear. You know, it's beautiful life that we live here. It's amazing, you know. And you know, I don't say that lightly in a way because like, oh, I'm a hippie dippy rainbows and skittles type of guy, you know. Like I know also what's out there, you know. I know that, you know, it's, you know, where attention goes, energy flows. So even though I know it's not like all rainbows and skittles, literally, it literally still is though, because I'm creating it to be beautiful, and leaving room for positive growth. And rather than me focusing on that and then my energy going into that and not creating this beautiful experience because I'm focused on that, see, that takes away people want you to be in that state. You know. So for me, in my opinion, if I want to even use my brain and use that, like, it's a lot better to just be more focused on the solutions rather than the problems. You know, I'm not focused on all that negativity. I'm not focused on what people are thinking about me. I'm not focused on like any of that. You know, I went past that state already, you know. And now I'm just like, what's the solution? What I gotta do? And bam. Even though there's all these problems, I'm not ignoring those problems. Actually, if anything, I'm helping out so that those problems aren't there. The government, weird situations, the wars. Rather than me like being over there like protesting and blah 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 blah, and I, you know, I mean, once in a while, I'll still like, because, you know, everybody's at different levels of awareness, so you gotta like hint at things that the government isn't all great or whatever, you know, just to, you know, have people open their minds and see. And then, you know, you don't want to stay there though. You want to like actually like, okay, uh, you kind of like unplug them from the matrix, and then now you're gonna like help them. And once you help them, you know, it's not really technically me that's helping them. It's they're helping themselves. You're helping yourself. I'm just kind of like, I'm helping myself. You know, and that's kind of how it works. Um, so yeah. So yeah, again, love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are beautiful. Hope, no, I'm not gonna say hope no more. I know that you guys are doing great. I know that you guys are gonna, you know, we're all gonna make it. It's all good. And yeah, I'm really excited that I'm actually like going through with so much, you know, uh, because I'm still in my own journey. I'm still, you know, I mean, you can never know everything. You can never like, you know, even though you become that observer of this reality, and like you can tap into that energy and become limitless and everything. Um, but you know, it brings me to the point where like, are you embodying it and living it, or are you just knowing it and you're knowing it and you're not really living it? You know, and a lot of people are there. So many people I know that are like, you know, highly spiritual, highly like whatever, you know, enlightened or whatever. And it seems like they got the idea down, the philosophy, and all this knowledge, all this wisdom, but their actual lifestyle, the way that they're actually embodying all that and living it through, is totally like, where is it at? um, so it's almost better not even to know anything and just like almost be naive to it and just like boom, you know, just truly just be living from your heart, and being conscious that you are the one that's making your life happen. You're observing it, and you're not reacting to it. You're in it. You are it. You're, you know, taking initiative to be and be, yeah. Okay. So again, I love you guys. Much blessings. Go in peace. Namaste.